So the Plymouth is yours. Tell me about the Plymouth first.
Okay. How's my hair?
Exactly.
So this is a 48 Plymouth. The body style is called a P15. They made it from 46, 47, 48 in identical trim. In 42, they had the same firewall and car as a staff car. So congressmen, police cars, taxis, and like government vehicles were still production during the war. And basically,
yeah, these look like the police cars that I've seen in the 40s.
These are very common.
Yeah.
Also, like for taxis. So it's a two-door sedan.
Okay.
A two-door sedan means it's not a coupe. A two-door sedan means it's got the four-door roof. So it's a big back seat, but it's got two doors on it. So on taxis, you'd have a two-door on the driver's side, but it was a four-door on the passenger side, quarter panel. That way, whoever rode in the back seat couldn't walk into traffic. You know, you parallel park and you get out of the car for taxis. I've got 42 fenders on it. For that reason, it's the same firewall as a 42, 46, 47, 48, but the front was more curved. Okay. And I did that so I could fit a 1940 front end on it. 1940 had a butterfly hood. It opened like this instead of opening up. So the curves are more similar to this. So I gotta fabricate a lot of stuff in between the headlight area. But you get the general idea. That's custom stuff. On my old cars, I'm really, really, really picky, as in the aspect of if you take a black and white picture, I don't want you to tell me it was taken in 1998. You know, no underglow neons. It's gotta look like bias ply tires. You know, the pie crust, the ribs on it. There's no way to tell my car was built before 1964. And that's just my own personal policy on old school stuff. It does have an LED brake light, but you can't tell that it's not, you know, until you hit the brakes. But aside from that, I just like my stuff to be traditional for my personal old cars. It's got a 69 Camaro subframe, so I cut the frame, me and my buddy Eddie, like 15 years ago, right here forward. So firewall forward is a 69 Camaro subframe. I've got Hotchkiss spring and strop springs, progressive rate. I've got 2-inch strop spindles, 69 Chevelle big brakes, 76 Blazer, 4-bolt main, 350, and a 86 Caprice police car, 700 R4. I drive this car to Nashville all the time. It gets about 17 miles a gallon on the highway.
Well, let me ask you, all those modifications, are those common for this car or just things you figured out?
That's things I figured out. It's not uncommon for people to subframe cars. Most people use Novas and stuff like that, but just for the wheelbase, I happen to have the Camaro subframe available. So I actually decided to use that. It was better for the wheelbase, and the frames lined up a lot better. So it was minimal fabrication work. And it looks like a factory frame underneath. It doesn't look like it's, you know, two frames just boogered up. And
you were just doing body work on this, and you primed it like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, this is actually a sealer that I tinted. The car's gonna be burgundy. These are 1937 Ford Lincoln fender skirts. So I went ahead and teardropped them because the factory skirt was squared off, and the fact that I've lowered it like 11 inches, it made it impossible to get the spare tire on and off, or take the tire on and off without deflating it, which makes it useless to put a flat tire on. You might as well get an interior shot while you're here. This is all done by Hank's Upholstery out of Viera, Florida, about 5 years ago. Headliner, all of it. I didn't, you know, I went stupid as far as that goes. All the headliner goes, I did in burgundy.
What are these seats out of?
These are the factory seats, just reupholstered.
Okay.
That was my drawing design on the pattern, but the shape, the seat frames, the foam is all original. I don't know if I can get this open that far. But anyways, Chevy 350, 69 Camaro subframe, and I actually moved the motor back 4 inches from the factory location. Okay. So it surprisingly, it handles really, really well. Theoretically, because the water pump is behind the center line of the axle, it's technically a mid-engine car now.
Right.
So I built this when I was autocrossing all the time, and I did actually autocross this for a hot minute. Along with my SRT4, I had a Sentra SER and V-Spec 2 and a 3000 GT that I autocrossed. I go to Tennessee just for driving this through the mountains. Bias ply, skinny tires.
Yeah.
I'm just crazy. I had my daughter and I calmed down, but you know.
What does this car weigh?
Oh man,
No idea.
somewhere, I'm gonna say somewhere between Roseanne and Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
All the Golden Girls could fit in the back seat.
Yeah.
But it's heavy. I'm gonna say close to 5,800 pounds, honestly.
Okay.
Which is, you know, it's heavy considering when you're going through the mountains on skinny tires.
Right.
And yeah.
And then what are you doing on your buddy's pickup over there?
So this is Magazine Jeans truck. Basically, he bought this 4 years ago. I take that back. He bought this like 8 years ago at a car show. So the truck was a Tennessee truck. It's only been painted once. It's painted black. And it had natural patina on it, which was great in Tennessee. Florida's just got salty air and humidity. Florida's just nasty. So he's never washed this car in 8 years. I was the first one to wash it.
Oh, really?
And he's like, it was starting to rust pretty bad. You know, certain areas, like I said, because of Florida. Pinholes in the roof, along the drip rails. These seams are notorious on this 47 and 55 first series truck. So this was starting to get pinholes and rust through. Basically, he didn't want water to leak anymore, and he wanted to preserve it. So, zero body work. I'm doing a little rust patch on the other side of the running board. I'm doing a real looking patina paint job because I hate fake patina. It's played out, it's overdone. Rat rods are not cool. Any of you Nissan guys, you can tell your grandpa that too. Rat rods are not cool. Real patina, if it's natural, it's cool. So what we're doing is, like I said, a couple of high spots where it would naturally get UV, you know, where it would naturally rust.
Right.
Wear and tear from putting stuff in the bed, UV here, the salts from your sweat, rust paint. It's really bad actually for your car. So where you hang your arm out the door, it'd be rust here, a few spots on the top of the fenders. I did not fix any of the pits in the rust. The whole car was soda blasted in the rusty areas. I kept the original black paint. I put runs in certain areas on purpose. We didn't want perfect paint.
Right.
Which it is gonna end up having good paint on it, unfortunately. But when I go to buff it, I'm going to burn through the paint on a couple areas. When I burn through here, the top of the roof, like I said, a couple spots, the red oxide primer, which I put on with a paintbrush to elevate it. Those high spots are gonna come through the paint when I go to wet sand it. When I wet sand and block the paint, any high spots, stuff like that is gonna show. Then it's gonna be perfect. New chrome grille, new chrome emblems, new door handles. The dash is getting painted. I'm just clear coating it with a pearl in it.
Okay.
It's gonna get a teal pearl. Redoing the door panels here.
What's this got? A 3-speed?
It is a 4-speed.
4-speed.
And the seat covers, you know, the seats are gonna get done at some point. Unfortunately, we have to get rid of the bench seat because the transmission tunnel. So it's basically body drops. It's on a stock S10 frame, 85, and it's body drops.
Does this also have a 350 in it?
It does, yes, absolutely. And
350 is tried and true.
we'll put one in the Maxima next week. This piece was just rusted out, so I ended up cutting it out, and I'll make that sometime in the next week.
So that's kind of your forte, like the fabrication stuff.
Absolutely. Unless someone really asks me, really a lot, I won't paint their car. But it's.
I lucked out.
Yeah. I just couldn't say no. I don't know. You know, the engine bay's already been jammed. I've done the inside of the hood, rewrapped all the wiring in black fabric, 3M tape, and did the engine bay in black. Decided to use the factory curve, you know, on the firewall, so it's not all black or all seafoam. Just a little offset, just to make it look not boring.
Right.
It's gonna get new chrome headlight rings, a new chrome grille. But for the most part, bumpers, rubber bumpers for the hood. But for the most part, the outside's gonna be what it's gonna be, and if a little rust comes through, it's cool. You know, it's character. It's an old work truck. It should have looked like a $100,000 car. You know, I'm fairly excited about it. It's got a 67, 8 or 9 6-cylinder Camaro steering wheel. So they were the only ones, the 6-cylinders, that actually get just a bow tie instead of the Camaro logo. It's got the factory gas tank out of the S10.
What are these seats out of?
Those are gonna be like a 99 to 03 Chevy Truck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's stuff like this is fun because you really like, you know, when I did the teal and did the jams and sprayed in here, I got a couple drops here. It's no big deal.
Well, I like the way the drop looks. It looks cool.
For a static car, and it drives great. I believe it does have front spindles on it or whatever for an S10, but I mean overall, it's a non-airbag car, it's static. It is gonna get white walls and steel wheels. It was kind of inspired by a cartoon picture, so I'll forward it to you, Chris, later on if you want to post it up. But that's pretty much when I saw the picture, I pretty much knew how I was going to go with the truck. It was kind of a no-brainer at that point. So.
He's gonna change these wheels. You said Steelies.
Yes, go with some steel wheels, and some white wall tires. This would have been a factory 16-inch steel wheel truck. It'll probably get 15s, honestly. But yeah, the windshield's coming out for paint, all new rubbers, new door glass, new rear glass, you know, new weather strips for under the hood, all the bumpers, all the chrome. It's still gonna be a pricey build as far as parts goes. It's gonna get the new factory taillights on it, so I didn't even worry about taking those off. I mean, literally anything that saves time on this stuff is okay, because it can't be perfect. It's kind of a weird mindset to do, but it's cool in its own right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks to G. We're gonna get something to eat. See you later.